What's up, YouTube? Brendan from Market Makers. Guys, finally some action to talk about. Welcome to Market Makers, the channel bringing you Wyckoff price method combined with Fibonacci trading strategies. Guys, let's jump right into this. This is some good, juicy stuff to talk about today. Are you scared yet? Did the composite man scare you? Because he came down over here, this blue candle, and tested our critical support level, guys. Look at this. Here's our blue candle. We tested the bottom of our DARVAS box just like we did over here. I want to show you a couple patterns. Remember, pattern trading, pattern recognition, very key, especially when you're dealing with the Wyckoff price cycle, because patterns can repeat themselves, guys. Let's look at a couple of key things here. I think you guys are going to like this. So I want you to notice a couple things. In our reaccumulation box right here, this is a weekly time frame. We spent a lot of time in the daily the last couple of videos. Let's zoom out a little bit. The weekly time frame. Here's your swing high, this candle, right? So, and here's your down thrust, okay? So let's go ahead and count these candles. So the swing high is 1, 2, the third candle is your down thrust. The next candle was a pivot back up to strong sign of strength here, and then you get bolted up into the distribution box, as you can see, in a 3-bar upshot. Okay, so look at this. Let's do this. Over here in the accumulation box, this, believe it or not, this red candle is your swing high. Swing high is candle 1. This is your candle 2. Your third candle is now your clearly defined down thrust, just like this. So we can grab our tool over here, our date range tool. Remember, we got to grab the candle before it because this is a 0 candle. You see that? Go to our down thrust bar, which is 3 bars, like we said. Do the same over here. Start with our swing high, go to our down thrust bar. Whoop, start with the candle before the swing high. Go to our down thrust bar, 3 bars and 3 bars. You see that? Both Fibonacci numbers, by the way, okay, 3. So the next candle, just like over here, could be the upshot up. Doesn't have to be. Could be the upshot up if we complete this cycle that we're doing over here. And guys, what is interesting about that next candle date? You see the bottom of my screen by my photo? January 17th. Do you remember this? January 17th, I showed you on Fib time, we are impacting the 1 Fib January 17th, okay? So that's this candle coming up on January 17th is the most important candle for Bitcoin in 2022 because we are either going to continue to slide or we're going to pivot up. Very interesting to watch. And of course, Fed Chair Powell speaks January 18th, so it'll be within the body of this candle. Couple things to notice here, guys. Just like before, Fibonacci summation series on the weekly, okay? Looking at it on the weekly, the daily, you want at least 2 confluences, and the weekly, you can get away with 1 when the patterns are repeating themselves. So let me show you this. Look at this, 3-bar dump, 3-bar consolidation, 3-bar dump. Do you see this? So like, go to the candle before it, 3-bar dump. You see this Fibonacci number? We get a 20+% pump up from here to there. So now we go candle before this candle, right here, 3-bar consolidation. And then what happens here, guys, our 3-bar dump. See the pivots here on the points on the fib time? 3-bar dump. Look at the numbers, 3, 3, 3. And now we're getting the 1 Fib on the next candle, okay? So this is going to be a pivot point. It could be further down or it could be up. So we have to see what happens, but this is a very, very important candle. We need the other markets to hold up. The markets today started to dump, the NASDAQ, the SPX, then they were bought back up some. We're going to click through the charts and look at some more data here, guys. But this is really fascinating to watch with the 5 summation series, okay? So I showed you the Navarro pattern. Lots of people ask questions about it. I want to show you a couple key things here, okay? When I say we're at critical support, I actually mean we're at critical support because when we pull from our swing low over here to the all-time high for a retracement, look at the candle. I think you got within like $40 of 100% retracement. The 1 Fib is significant because it's saying this impulse wave up here. This is 100% retracement. It tends to be in Fibonacci trading if you go below the 1 Fib, okay? Below meaning greater than the 1 Fib, below it here on my screen, greater than the 1 Fib, then you are potentially starting a reversal wave back the other way, okay? So we got to, where'd price get to? This is BitGet numbers 39,610, and the previous low over here is 39,596. Well, we got to within $14 of 100% retracement. So this is critical support, but there is strong demand here, just as predicted. This is a clearly defined down thrust now, just like we had a clearly defined down thrust here. So we're going to go ahead and look at this in the smaller time frames, okay? Let's go and look at the daily real quick. Let's get our Wyckoff update. And again, we can do the same thing over here just so you can see it on the chart. We're going to pull from our low, swing low over here, up to our market high. You can see this on the fib. I'm trying to get it exact. There you go. It's pretty close. You can see right here, this is where we're at. Basically, where we were at over here on Valley 2 is where we're at now. And again, it's a clearly defined down thrust at this point. So what we want to see is price begin to move back up. You can see the nice rejection wick even here on the daily, okay? That means there's demand. There's demand buying it up. And again, we've been talking about those last couple of videos. We do have the EMA death cross, the 55,233, just like we had it before. So lots of interesting scenarios we could talk about. Will we start to see a pump up, and where will we start to roll over? If we do roll over, are we just going to pump up, or is it going to fall apart and just self-destruct? Let's go ahead and go through some other charts here. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame has some interesting things, okay? This is Ichi, okay? This is a Kumo cloud, a red resistance cloud, okay? The size and shape of the clouds matter. We're going to probably pop into the 1-hour time frame, see if it's the same. Couple of things to look at here. Again, the clearly defined rejection wick and the clearly defined down thrust. You see that? Lots of demand. Now, I've heard from a lot of people, including people in the comments, saying nobody's buying Bitcoin right now. Nobody's buying Bitcoin. There's no accumulation. There hasn't been accumulation in a long time. The markets can only move a few different ways, guys. They can move up and mark up. They can move sideways in accumulation or distribution, or they can move down and mark down. That's it. There's always buying and selling. You have to know how to look for it. So let's go ahead and look at our volume indicators while we are here. So a couple different things I want to show you. You can look at our time segmented volume. You can see the dumps, and you can clearly see buying coming back in, buyers stepping in, right? This doesn't paint the easiest picture to tell, though. You know what a good indicator is that I use? And you won't believe what this looks like, okay? Remember the idea of smart money. I don't like that expression, smart money. It's not smart money. It's just big money. They have a lot of money. Having worked at one of these financial institutions for 13 years, I can tell you it's definitely not smart money. The idea of big money is controlling the range. They want to control the range. They do not want price to get out of hand. So when price gets too high, supply is released. It brings the price back down. When price gets to a point where they want to buy it because other people are selling, oh my God, I'm going to lose too much money. They sell, they buy it back up. You don't believe me? I can show you in my indicator here. Look at this. This is PVTO, okay? This is price volume trend. This is volume of, this is buying and selling coming into the market, okay? Volume cannot lie. Price can be manipulated. The great traders, the Wyckoffs, the Jesse Livermores, the Gartleys, they all knew volume could not lie, but price can be manipulated. I went ahead and threw a red trend line on top of where the buying peaks out at, okay? This is a 4-hour time frame, and I put a green trend line where the selling peaks out at. I mean, do you see any similarities? They let price get up to here, supply is released over and over again. Look at this. This is over periods of days. Do you see this? Back to December 12th. Every time price hits this range, supply is released. And every time price dips down to the green support line, since what date is this? December 27th here, or December, if we want to get the exact date, December 28th. Every single time they buy it back up. So there's no accumulation going on. That's what this is. This is accumulation. People are selling, people are buying, and then there's more selling here than there is buying. This is a 4-hour time frame. We can look at this on the 1-hour time frame. It's the exact same, okay? They are not letting it violate this range. You know why? Because this range is your critical support level, just like they're not letting it violate this range, because the idea of accumulation is to be able to buy slowly. The big money wants to buy slowly, not escalate the price, and not cause the price to collapse collapse, which would cause them to take a loss, okay? Wyckoff method, guys, the composite man. View the market as a single operator manipulating the market against you. Let's go ahead and look at this again. So I used a bunch of different volume indicators here, guys, just to look at some different volume trends. And of course, this is relative volume. So the smart volume indicator showing relative volume, mean how much is this volume right here out of trend? And as you can see, that volume is greatly out of trend, both buying and selling. Look at this. That's insane. So lots of people were active right here. Lots of big money was active right here. And what is the candle that it was active on? I'm sorry it's so small, guys. What candle is it active on? This high demand, high rejection wick candle. You see this? We tested our critical support with that down thrust. It was a shakeout to get people who don't know any better to sell their positions, and it got bought instantly up. Not only that, pumped us up 3,000 points. We actually added to our positions people that were trading this. We activated some of those patterns I showed you yesterday, like the Black Swan, and it pumped up almost 3,000 points at its peak, okay? So this is where Bitcoin is at right now. And what it needs to do is start moving sideways, probably some more. Remember that 17th date is what? 7 days away, 6.5 days away. So how could this play out? You know, Bitcoin could come through the moving averages. Maybe it gets rejected. Maybe the cross happens with the 55 and 233. You come back and you retest this. I don't know specifically how it's going to play out other than the pattern that we did before. We almost revisited our bottom in the previous pattern, okay? So that's something to remember when you look at this. Let me go find it. When you look at our previous pattern again, because I expect us to track pretty closely. And I saw some of the comments, people asking, so does it have to do this? Does it have to? It doesn't have to do these exact steps. The key steps are the steps in Wyckoff. The actual candle formations are not as important. It's just tracking so incredibly closely to exactly what it did before that we're expecting this, okay? I'm expecting, we have our down thrust. I'm expecting this rollover as we get the 55 233. So to get that rollover means we got to move up at some point. I can't tell how many days apart that is, but we could start to see some type of soft move up as we've been talking about, the cutouts that I showed you, and then the rollover. And again, look where price got to. Price did not revisit the exact area of the down thrust, but it got really, really close to it and then sprung up, okay? That's what we're tracking. That's what we're watching. And guys, I want to go ahead and flip this to the 1 hour just so we can look at a couple of things really quickly, because the 1 hour is more current time frame. Obviously takes 4 1 hour candles to equal a 4 hour candle. And I just backed it up. 1 second. All right. I think I broke trading view. There we go. All right. So look at the difference of Ichi on the 1 hour time frame after this pump. Okay, this is what I want to show you. Look at the difference of Ichi here. Let me erase some of this lines. This bothers my OCD. Sorry, I don't like having drawings on when I'm looking at things. All right, so the size and shape of Kumo clouds, guys, these are Kumo clouds. So what Ichi does, for those of you that are not familiar, Ichimoku, I was a cloud trader for 20 years. It's the first trading system that I learned, okay? Kumo clouds are a visual representation of support or resistance. When they're above you, typically they're red, okay? Red clouds are resistance. The thicker the cloud, the more billowy the cloud, the direction of the cloud, all these things matter for resistance. The same with support. When it's beneath you, it's green, it's support. The thicker the cloud, the more support there is. Something interesting to note here. Look how thin the cloud got on the 1 hour time frame. This is when you can have Kumo twists occur, is when price comes up through the cloud, meaning the next cloud that comes out would be a green cloud, a Kumo twist, and then price would seek to use that cloud for support, okay? Very interesting to watch. It is the 1 hour time frame. It is not a super powerful time frame, as you guys know, but it is a more current time frame. And as you can see, this went from a nice thick 1 hour cloud to this. Very, very thin. Ichi is a predictive indicator. It is saying your resistance to rise is thinning out. Do you see the size, shape, and direction of the cloud? The resistance to rise is thinning out. So this is something very interesting to watch. On the 1 hour time frame, if we get above, this is a rough estimate here, guys, looking at my screen, basically above 42K, you're on top of this cloud, okay? Something to watch in 1 hour time frame. And again, interesting to note, clearly defined down thrust, hard demand. Look at that, hard demand. This is a strong rejection wick. flipping the selling candle, the selling climax candle to blue. Okay, you see that? Flipping it to blue, getting higher closes, pushing the price back up. Strong demand out of this zone. So, like I said, people say, are you bullish or are you bearish? And I say, as long as we are tracking to Wyckoff accumulation, I am married to this price cycle, okay? Unless we lose key support, I am perfectly content with Bitcoin's price actions right now, and I'm looking for a pump up, a rollover, the 55,233, the cross. And guys, pay attention to this date. Phi summation series, 3 bars, 3 bars, 3 bars, pivot bar on January 17th. I actually think the candle forms on the 16th, but that's a Monday, the 17th. So Sunday would be the 16th. And then Fed Chair Powell speaks the 18th. This will be a very important candle to watch. It could bring us further down. It could be bringing us up. All right, guys, another video coming tomorrow. I won't make this one too long. If you want to trade with us, if you want our TA, if you want to be in a fantastic community, check out our Discord, guys. The link is in the video description. You have to download Discord. They will email you, verify your account, join our room, and we will walk you through the process once you come online. And of course, BitGet, where I do all my trading. The link for all the bonuses is also in the video description. Please smash the like button for me, guys. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Welcome to all the new people that have subscribed. Guys, another video coming tomorrow. Happy trading, everybody.